This podcast contains adult language and mature themes, which may not be suitable for all listeners. So listen at your own fucking risk. Welcome to Essential NPCs, a podcast dedicated to sampling all of the best
and possibly some of the worst
tabletop RPGs. I'm Addie.
And I'm Tommy.
And you're listening to Series 1, Episode 2, Doors Are Hard.
All right, we get to do our first actual ever Words with the DM.
Hi.
Because we actually have an episode to talk about.
Yay!
Let's talk about Episode 1.
Yay!
A Study in Grass. I liked it.
I thought it was okay.
It was pretty good.
You guys are kind of boring.
That's what Crethlin said. Crethlin said we were three of the most boring people he'd ever met.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, he says it when we were in the tavern.
Oh, yeah. That is true. He does say that.
Because he wanted to
Because you guys didn't want to get in a knife fight.
Yeah. Excuse me.
DM pro tip number 1.
Of the entire podcast.
Yeah. Because this is across systems. Your players and their characters will never do what you prepare for them to do right off the bat.
Yep.
And you can't even prepare for it because you can't. It's literally impossible to prepare for everything because there's always something.
It's a double-edged sword, and it can be awesome and it cannot be awesome. It really depends on how it's handled. In this case, I think the majority of the people at the table wanted at that point for the story to continue. So I think we did kind of stifle Seth a little bit there. He definitely was interested in doing a lot more side stuff and just being like, oh, well, we have time to kill. But the rest of us were like, we want to do the abstract killing of time so that we may progress the story.
Yeah, and that's also part of the problem with the nature of this podcast.
Right, the format with it being a limited amount of time for us to...
Right. If it was just a Saturday where you guys came over and I was running an open session campaign for you guys, those guys would not only have been interactable, but I would have had stories for them and what was up with the jeweled knife and all that stuff. Yep. But because while there's no benchmarks for what you guys have to get done in every episode, the fact is that a lot of my job is now instead of just creating the world, but also time management.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to railroad you guys at all, but at the same time, I definitely want to give A, the viewers, and B, the players, something fun to do, so you don't end up with a 90-minute episode that you just want to skip through and can be skipped through.
Yeah. And I mean, we do get into plenty of side antics. I mean, hell, we even played 3 Dragon Ante, which was really cool. I was really happy that you had come up with a way for us to play 3 Dragon Ante.
Yeah, well, that's one of my stress points actually, because 3 Dragon Ante is something that in the player's handbook you can be proficient in, but there's no actual way that's explained how to play it in the game. Because for those of you out there in the listening world.
Hi, Internet.
Hi. 3 Dragon Ante is actually a game produced by Wizards of the Coast. It's a card game. It's got its own rules and actually is pretty fun to play.
It would have blown my mind if we were like, we're going to play 3 Dragon Ante, and you just pulled out like a 3 Dragon Ante deck and you're like, all right, here we go.
So I had to kind of take the spirit of the game and go from there. And I'm going to post my dice rules for fake 3 Dragon Ante on our website, but
not fake 3 Dragon Ante, more like streamlined 3 Dragon Ante.
In campaign, less than 90-second 3 Dragon Ante.
I don't think we would have had any fun doing it if we couldn't have just rolled some dice and been like, I win or I lose.
Yeah.
And what about Bankard's Cudgel?
Yeah, that is.
He fell in love with that thing.
Yeah, I had a friend listen to the podcast, for editing sake. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, Bankard went a little cudgel happy.
Just a little bit. He's like, cudgel? I cudgel. Cudgel.
Yeah.
Really loving this cudgel. That's a quote from this.
Yeah. That actually is a quote. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a great story flavor. You know, I don't think the
whole
cudgel's always going to work like that.
It might be a little overpowered, seeing as how it's not even really an item in his inventory.
Yep.
He was like, you would have a cudgel. Go ahead. And then he hit all of us with it. But the hitting the cudgel upside the head of
Kirith.
Kirith. Hitting Kirith.
He has a last name too, but you guys didn't ask, so you don't get to know.
Womp womp.
I would love somebody to keep track of how many characters they come into contact with that they don't ask the name of.
Yeah, go ahead and tweet it to us or send it to us in an email.
Bonus points to you guys.
Yeah, we'll mention it.
Hitting Kirith upside the head.
Hitting Kirith upside the head. But was that like a planned thing that the cudgel was going to have that power, or
no?
Yeah,
no.
You just thought it would be more fun than having us roll an attack roll and a damage roll and figuring out.
Well, you guys, one hit was never going to out him, like knock him out. He was actually pretty high level druid. So, he could have kicked your guys' butts.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, probably.
And he was actually designed to be coerced and or convinced that you guys should go, he should help you guys and be like your tour guide.
Huh.
But instead, you guys were like, let's knock him out and tie him up. And I was like, oh, all right. I don't want you guys to fight him because there's interesting things coming.
Yeah.
So instead, why don't we just get a little creative? And that's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, basically,
Hand of Cuthbert came in and was like, whoa, super cudgel.
Well, I basically see the cudgel as a conduit for Cuthbert's.
Yeah, and if anything, if Cuthbert's going to come down and do anything, it's going to be to screw over one of Lyra's guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
By the way, I'd love somebody to let me know how they think Lyra is pronounced, because there's some dispute.
Yeah.
and the dispute is mostly personal.
Within yourself. You were constantly bouncing back and forth. Like outside of the, you stay consistent within the episode, but outside of the episode, you've been just like, is it Lyra? Is it Lyra? I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Right. I thought it was a nice touch,
and
I did it.
We all know Vanguard loved it.
Yeah. I'm a little sad because I feel like you guys are going to move away from the whole like Lyra thing, and then he's going to start cudgeling people, and it's not going to do the same thing.
But why won't it work?
Cuthbert doesn't love me anymore.
and then he descends into like a fallen paladin and all sorts of terrible things.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is your favorite part of this episode?
Interesting.
Yeah, particularly from the DM standpoint. Was there anything that you were like really proud of? Something that you were like, I really like how I did that?
Actually, the thing I'm most proud about is the thing that you guys didn't actually use, which was the glass ceiling in the atrium.
Oh, yeah.
Which is where you guys were supposed to like do all your reconnaissance from.
Where we were supposed to Mission Impossible in through the ceiling.
Well, you could have, but it's only one story. So like, you've got an elf, just like throw him up there, and you could look in. It's glass, right? But it didn't. That was one of my favorite things. That didn't happen. Yeah, so
that's a weird favorite thing to have.
I know.
I came up with this really cool way for them to find out how to get in, and then
it's kind of my favorite because it didn't happen, because it was designed, and once again, you guys just did something that I didn't anticipate.
Like take a crowbar to the door.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And it's also nice because it's a learning experience for me. Like if you guys are going to take a crowbar to a door rather than...
sometimes the direct approach, the Cuthbertine approach.
It feels like you guys like the direct approach, and that's something that I'm going to have to like learn and adapt to.
I would say my favorite part is really, I think it was just getting to meet Darren, right? Because I mean, he wasn't there for session 0.
No.
And it was really cool to have that interaction, which I think actually was a really great way for all of us to fall back into our characters, because we had to like introduce our characters to Darren just like he had to introduce himself to us.
Yeah, and actually I would actually have to piggyback off of that and say that was one of my prouder moments. One of the things that surprised me most was, in making the Dayron character with Sean, there's a lot of backstory that comes in with a character that's already built into the world rather than I'm an adventurer and I just walked into town.
Right.
And he totally ran with that. And that was a very pleasant surprise. I had prepared a lot for that. And he just jumped right in there. He was like, I'm a pirate. We fought a pyromancer.
Yeah, we ran afoul of a pyromancer.
Yeah. And it was like, that was awesome.
And then like 2 seconds later, I'm sure you didn't tell him that when they went, he found the grass very interesting. But instead he was just like, for some reason, the grass, it's... Yeah. Sean's pretty good at it. That's
So that was a really pleasant surprise for me.
Yeah.
Having sort of that worry immediately lifted, because when you bring a new player in, and a new character in, you never know what's going to happen until it does. Mm-hmm. And this was a very pleasant experience.
Nice.
Actually.
Good job, Sean.
We have I think we've amassed a pretty solid cast. I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah.
I think now that I've named like 15 things that are my favorite, I think that's actually the thing I'm most proud of.
It's us?
Ew. No, my ability to find you guys.
Excuse me. Okay, well, on that nice little heartwarming note, how about we get into the episode?
Yeah, we're gonna
play the character introductions.
Yeah,
again, in case.
But before we do, always remember we have a website, www.essentialnpcs.com, or find us on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. You can also find out what we look like on the website. Go figure. Those of you out in Audioland. And enjoy the episode. This things get shit gets real.
Stuff goes down, guys.
It does.
All right, here we go. Well met. My name is Oberon Delgado, a Termish gladiator hailing from a remote desert village called Evershade. As quick with a sword as I am with my cutting wit, on a typical day you can expect to find me in one of two places: the local fighting pits or the library. When I was a young boy, a stroke of luck led me to discover a buried chest that had once belonged to a master bard called Hoban Baybasin. Amongst his belongings were an old cracked ocarina and a leather-bound journal. Within its pages, I found obscure glyphs and diagrams from which I began to decipher the mysteries of the arcane. Over a decade later, I'm still attempting to unlock all the secrets this journal has to offer. While I've only been on the road for a few years now, I've crossed the path of more than a few interesting traveling companions. As is the bardic way, I've taken to listening to their stories and occasionally even joining in on some of their adventures. The most recent of these companions came in the form of a mountain dwarf named Creflin, whom I met in a tavern brawl a few months back. In his company, I've found myself swept up in a journey that makes the fighting pits seem dull in comparison. Until now, I've simply documented the stories of others, but something tells me I'll be chronicling my own tales for posterity soon enough.
I'm called Creflin Partintil, an officer of the clan Thrain, barbarian and mountain dwarf of the highest caliber. I was a military lad before the first hairs grew on my chin, and I served for 200 years until they retired me and put me in the fucking Lawmakers Guild. I used to lead every clan migration between strongholds, scouting ahead, clearing the path, destroying threats, but once they retired me, I had to travel with the civilians. Well, I didn't have that for long. I left my clan 3 decades ago now and wouldn't return for all the gold in the caverns. I'm a traveller now. The laws of the Thrin are still close to my heart. For years, my officer salary kept me afloat, but I've run flat broke now and have to work for my lugger. Luckily, there's lots to be done with a maul and a hand axe. Oberon started following me around about 7 or 8 moons ago. The lad annoys the shite out of me, but he has his moments. Mostly he's there to tell my tale once I've finally been slain by some tough bastard. I suppose he's useful for something. If you want a glimpse into my travels, just take a look in my knapsack. I've got a centaur's tail cut with my own hands. I've got a beard comb made from the rib of a bear, the one whose skin I've got round my shoulders there. Just look at that face. I've got a bottle of wine from the finest elven pantry, and I've got plenty of room for more trophies of the like. Now go piss off before I make you eat your teeth.
I'm Bankard Brightwood, Paladin of the Cuthbertine Order. I was sent by my order to assist the Thieves Guild. For a bunch of brigands, they surprisingly do quite a bit of God's work. When I arrived, I met a group of fellow adventurers. We came across this funny little halfling by the name of Barley. Barley was rather annoying, but all in all, I could tell he was a good man. And when Barley was killed just because he was annoying, I never felt so helpless in my life. Felt like I let down St. Cuthbert and the common man he's supposed to protect, that I was supposed to protect. That night I swore an oath to Barley, to everyone. If you're ever harmed by evil, I, Bankard Brightwood, Paladin of St. Cuthbert, shall use his blessings to make you whole again, and harness his wrath to cleave evil in two.
I'm Darren Draug. They call me the Cleaner. Whenever there's a dirty job, I'm the guy the Thieves Guild calls to clean it up. I think fast, I talk fast, I act fast. I was born a wood elf, but I'd say I'm more of a city elf now. I don't see my family much anymore. At 351 years old, I'm just over the proverbial hill, and I've been doing what I'm doing for a long time. I bounced around Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep for a century or two, mostly cleaning, with a brief detour into doomed romance. I've never been much of a family man, especially since the job tends to get in the way. Occasionally, the differing nature of mortality between elves and humans gets in the way as well. But in recent years, I've been watching the next generation of Thieves Guild members grow up and come into their own, the latest of which is my dear young friend Bryn the Handsome, who called me in for a particularly dirty job. And unless my experience is wrong, with this job and these companions, it's gonna take a lot of cleaning. Remember to store your dice 20 side up. It's a common misconception that dice are solid. They're actually just a very viscous fluid.
Oh.
And if you store them with the 20 facing upward, all the weight, all the dice weight flows into the one. And eventually, you have trained your dice to roll 20s.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Science.
It's not science.
Gamer pro tips from Essential NPC.
Okay. Last time we left our group, they had just incapacitated via the blessing of St. Cuthbert, a elf by the name of Kirith, who is some sort of mist walker in the temple of Lyra, and they're in pursuit of a stone for their friend Bryn, who asked them to retrieve it. You've just shut the door and are now facing the atrium. There's a door to your left, which is the western door, and there's a door to your right, which is the northern door.
All right, let's try one of them. I open the northern door.
So you walk down the hall and...
Yeah.
Okay. So you jiggle it, and it's locked.
Well, this seems like a job for me, in fact.
Do we have a rogue in this group?
Yeah, man, did anyone bring thieves' tools?
I draw some metal picks from my knapsack, and is there a lock on this door?
Yes.
Oh, right, because it's locked. Hang on. I'm much more competent than the person playing me. And I attempt to pick that lock.
All right. Roll sleight of hand or just straight dexterity.
I need to get my cudgel ready.
22.
Okay. So you take your lockpicks out and You actually like put your ear up to the door rather than look at it, and with just a few fluid motions, you've unlocked it.
Easy as lembus bread.
So you open the door.
Yeah.
It looks like another office. It looks grander than the one that you put Kirith in. It's got more comfortable seating, and the desk is much larger. There's a statue of what you know is the symbol of Lyra.
Okay.
And there's bookshelves and
Bankard, you said the stone was downstairs, right? So perhaps it's not here, but I do want to poke around and see if there's anything about why they have that stone in the first place. So I'm going to search around that desk, see if I can find any missives, any letters or anything pertaining to this stone.
I'm going to poke around the books.
Okay, both of you please roll investigation.
I've got a 12 for investigation.
I got a 7 for investigation, so I found a very lovely book about something that's not useful at all.
Grass.
Another fucking grass book.
So we'll do the books first. You walk over to the bookshelf and you look at the books, but the words don't make any sense. It's like the letters keep moving, and you can't figure out exactly where the books are. Like, they're there, you see them, but like every time you reach, it feels like you're reaching too far into the books, and then you try to pull something out.
Interesting.
And
Need a Cuthbertine to do this.
and then there's a number of papers on the desk and also in some of the drawers. You recognize some of the wax seals, but none of the open pages seem to be of any use that you can discern.
Okay.
So it feels as if my hands are going through the books, or I'm just like mesmerized somehow.
You reach out for the books, and you're having the same sort of feeling as when you're walking around your house at night and it's dark and you don't have any lights on, and you know that the stair is right there, but you're like still feel around with your foot, and you're surprised when you actually find it because it's either much closer or much farther than it would be. That's how these books are feeling. Like, no, oh, wait.
Okay, I'm gonna call Bankard over then, and say, Bankard, something's weird about this bookshelf, isn't it? I'm not crazy, right? I'm trying to grab the books, and I know they're there, but I'm having trouble.
I raise my cudgel and look over at the bookshelf, and what do I see?
So you see a bookshelf, and you also see Oberon reaching about 3 inches in front of his face, and in the motion of actually trying to grab a book, but he's about 9 or 10 inches away from the actual bookshelf that he thinks he's reaching at.
Look, we didn't come here for the library. We've got a job to do. This, I don't think this is what we're looking for.
I shake my head and turn and to walk out of the room.
He obviously doesn't want us to read his diary.
So you guys exit?
Yeah, we're gonna leave. I'm gonna lock the door again on the way out.
Okay.
Try to cover my tracks as
All right.
nicely
Did you
as
take
possible.
any of the papers, or did you just look through them?
I just looked through them. I
Okay.
didn't take any. Can I ask about the wax seal that I recognized? Like what it was from, or had I just seen it before?
You've recognized it in some of some other stolen
I think
letters and things like that.
I think I catch your drift here.
Yeah.
All right.
None of the rest of us do, though.
Yeah.
Ooh,
in the dark.
secrets.
Rubbing my eyes, because I swear those books were right in front of me.
Okay, so roll sleight of hand
New door? Or
with
is this for locking?
advantage.
I'll go with the 8 for 12.
Okay, so you lock the door.
Amazing.
So there's one more door yet to try, right?
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna gesture for you to go up to it because I'm scared.
All right. I'm going to very gingerly try the handle on this door.
It's unlocked.
All right. I push it. Is it a push door or a pull door?
It's a push.
I push the door open and very gently peek my head around, see what I can see.
It looks like a bedroom. The room is triangular like all the other rooms have been. This one has a short bed.
Not elf-sized?
It's elf-sized. It's just not anything grand. It's not, it's
Just one bed?
one bed on the left, one bed on the right, and some like drapery on the wall and another bookshelf. There are no books on it.
Okay, so these are the only 3 doors out of the atrium that we saw, other than the front entrance?
Yes.
Okay, then
I'm just gonna poke around that bedroom a little bit, maybe like look behind the drapery and so on. Just
I believe
fiddle
we
with
might be
things.
dealing with a secret passage type situation.
Perhaps, yes.
Really?
But I'm just poking around, seeing what's behind. If there's
I'm going to
anything.
do the same.
Rummaging through the room, moving the drapery, seeing if there's anything on the other side of it, seeing if
Okay.
anything electrocutes me when I touch it.
Roll perception.
27.
12 for Oberon.
22.
Okay. Oberon walks through the room to the back and looks behind a curtain, is like checking out the bookshelf. There doesn't seem to be anything that you notice. There's a wall behind that. It's nice drapes. The drapes are nice.
Good thread count.
Nice and
My
thick.
roll through, I'm just like, these are amazing grapes.
You guys watch him walk past where you can see that there are 2 beds, but there's really only one bed. And below where the bed was is a staircase going down.
You see, you just had to look really hard. That's my secret. It seems
You
like
also notice that, Chris.
Yay me! I just go ahead and start walking down the staircase.
To me, does he just seem to walk into a bed?
Yeah.
Or does he just kind of like...
He
vanish
sort
out
of like does the behind the couch elevator stair escalator thing.
And I go, what the...
it
and
looks
I walk,
very strange.
I walk around to look from another angle and there's just nothing. Or does it reveal itself to me? Band card.
You're smart enough to know that like he's not magical, so it must be an illusion.
Band card, could you do
Yeah.
me a favor? And I present the back of my head to him.
Sorry about this, friend.
Just do it.
Okay, he hit you in the back of the head. Take 1 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. But I can see the stairs. now.
How hard do you have to do that to get it to work? Do you know? Do they teach you that?
Just gonna guess,
But can I see the stairs now?
For a moment, you see the stairs.
All right.
He's like up there beating him. Do you see the stairs yet?
Stop hitting me! Stop hitting me!
Just put your hand on my shoulder. Follow me.
Yeah, I do so.
And I follow Crethlin down the stairs.
Okay. Crethlin and Dayron have no trouble seeing, but there's no actual light down at the bottom of the stairs, so the humans can't see anything.
What do we see?
It's actually a stone room with a stone floor. Let's say the ceiling is stone too, just for shiggles. And there's a door on the far side of the room.
What shape is the room?
Triangular.
Haha.
Oh.
Only one door?
There's only one door and then the stairwell up. So you walk down what would have been like the exterior wall. And then if you turn around and face away from that point that you walked down towards like the corner of the building, it's the opposite wall. That flat side is the...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out a torch and light said torch.
Okay.
Out of my explorer's pack.
Cool. You can see now.
Yay! Hey, there's a door over there, guys.
I hadn't noticed.
Darren, do you want to see if?
I'll be your doorman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that door.
Okay. It is unlocked.
I open it. Regardless of whether it pushes or pulls.
For future reference, it pulls.
Good to know.
That's easy to run away from.
Okay. So you step into the room.
I will do that.
Okay.
I'll follow him.
I'm also following him.
Bankard, do you follow as well?
Shaw.
Okay. Going forward, unless you say so, you are following the party.
All right.
Okay. Assumed competence.
We're professional heroes. Thanks.
So you guys step into the room. The door behind you shuts and seemingly disappears.
Great.
Trust nothing.
Yes.
So the you guys are all standing basically right in front of the door. There are intersecting lines on the floor that make triangles all around you. So there's 9 triangles that you're standing on. You're standing on the first, like the one at the bottom in the middle, and it's 6, like a Trivial Pursuit
Sure.
thing.
Okay.
And then a triangle on 3 of, like an extra triangle to fill out the triangular room.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Bankard, do you know where the object is? You said you sensed it earlier. Was there a door? Did you say there was a door?
I didn't. You didn't ask.
We don't. Do we see any doors out of this room?
There are 2 doors. There's one on the left, the middle left, and one on the middle right. So,
Before we go anywhere, I take my war pick and I draw an X in the stone where the old door was.
okay. I'll allow it.
Thank you.
Okay. So, kakunk. Kakunk. And there's a nice half-inch groove that makes an X on the stone you're standing on.
Oh, it's just like butter.
You're very strong and good at stone.
Yeah. So, what direction do you think, Bankard?
Let me consult with the big guy.
I roll my eyes.
Divine sense to get a feel for.
Are you using it again, or are you remembering what it was before?
I mean, can I remember what it was before?
Well, you remember that it was north of the vestibule. So the door that would be closest based on your memory, it would be the door to your left.
Let's check out this door to my left.
Cool.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
see if we can make it to the center, maybe, and work from there.
So do you go to the left?
Yeah, I
Yes.
start walking towards the left as soon as Bankard is like
Yeah.
left door.
Yes.
So I start walking.
You go together?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The usual. I'm like, all right, well, let's have
I'll
him.
take point.
Let's have him
I'll
unlock
take
the door.
point.
and
Does anyone happen to have like a stick or something? I want to see if I place it in the door, it'll stop it from closing all the way and disappearing.
You haven't actually made it to the door yet.
Oh, I know. I'm just asking before I open the door.
Okay, sure.
I'm sure we have something that will work.
I
for
have
him.
an unlit torch.
He's
that'll
got
work
got
here.
javelins. There's unlit
I ain't
torches.
gonna use
we got
my
all sorts of
fucking
stuff.
javelins.
No, I'm not asking anybody to stick their defense in there. Just an unlit torch would be great.
I don't mind using the javelin. I never throw them anyway.
Okay, so
So I'm gonna open that door on the left.
okay, so you head towards the door on the left.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm with him.
Okay. As you both step onto the next piece of the triangle, to your left,
The next Trivial Pursuit piece.
the next piece of the pie, a shimmer goes up around this particular triangle, and from the sides, 3 balls of like purple light shoot out at you, and you take 4 damage, Darren, and 4 damage for Oberon. And then as soon as it hits, the sort of shimmer around you dissipates.
I wince and I'm like, it's been a while.
Ow. So careful where you step, guys.
I'm going to scan the rest of the room and see if I can see what was different about the place we stepped from all the other tiles.
There's a big X on one of them,
The one that he carved.
the one that Krethlin carved.
Oh, I thought he put it on the wall where the door was.
Oh, I thought you put it on the floor.
No, it was the wall where the door was.
Oh, all right. They all look identical.
Okay, so there's no way to tell.
There's no discernible difference.
All right.
I'm gonna take out my dagger. There's another. So how many more triangles are between us and the door? Just one?
The door to the left, yes.
Just one. Okay, I'm gonna take out my dagger and I'm gonna.
I can use that's all right.
I'm gonna drop it on the triangle between us and the door and be ready for whatever happens.
Okay. You drop it, and it clangs to the floor.
And nothing happens.
All right. I'm gonna crouch down with that unlit torch. Say, my lifespan is 700 years, and I don't have time for this shit. And I'm gonna scrape the unlit torch like as far ahead of me as it can go as I trace a path to the door. So I'm leading with the torch.
Okay.
So
you're just dragging it or pushing it
along, so that if something's getting triggered, the torch triggers it and not me.
Okay. How much weight are you putting on it?
Oh, I'm ramming it into the floor, I'm pushing down on it.
Do a strength check.
All right. 17.
Okay, great. You get to the edge of the tile that you're on, and you push. You lean most of your weight onto the torch. And as you do, it depresses, and 3 darts zoom out from the opposite wall and crash into the door.
Can I see where they came from?
It looks like they came from the other door, as far as you can tell.
Okay. Illusionists.
Is there a safe distance? So there's the triangle between us and the door, right? Is there another place to stand directly in front of the door, or is the triangle that he just triggered touch the door? Does it come up to the door?
It goes all the way up to the door.
Okay.
Did you continue to step, or did you just push it?
I was just pushing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's see. Either we can step very lightly, we can try to get over there without touching the floor, or maybe I can open up this tile and see if I can find some mechanism underneath it.
It's still depressed though at the moment, right?
Unless you stop
I
leaning
haven't
on
stopped
it.
pushing it down.
Okay, so we got 2 strong guys, right? So you guys hold it down. You get the door.
All right, we can give that a shot.
We still have a triangle between us and you, though, right?
Oh yes,
The purple
there's
triangle,
the one
the
that
purple
shot
light.
us with
I'm
standing on currently.
Yeah, so they're both.
Oh, you're standing on it.
I'm
okay.
standing on it.
Right, that's right. Okay, cool.
So I'll just.
So then I'll walk forward onto the one that you're standing on.
And I'm still scared, so I'm all crouched down and ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that.
Okay. You do.
Go.
Yay! Okay.
And then I walk on to the next one that
Darren?
Darren's standing on. Yeah.
Okay. You do.
And I stand there and motion towards the door for Darren.
All right. I'm going to step very gingerly onto the next triangle and see if it takes my weight very slowly.
The one that you were leaning on, or another
The
one?
next one, the one, because I'm going to the door.
You're at the door.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
door?
Like
oh,
if
okay.
the one with the darts, that
Okay.
that was the one next to the door.
All right. So I'm going to open that. I'm going to see if that door is unlocked.
It is.
Okay. I'm going to open it.
Okay.
What do I see on the other side?
So you see what looks to be an armory.
Interesting. Why does a church need an armory?
That's a fine question. What kind of weapons do they look like?
There's a row of hand axes. There's a few daggers, a bunch of quarterstaffs. Nothing that like at first glance seems very special. Sort of just regular light weapons.
Do they
Okay.
all seem to be of the same make, or are they...
At first glance, yeah, none of them particularly stand out. Each of the quarterstaffs has a little bit of a different design on the top.
Sure.
Cool.
Well, I'm a big fan of weapons.
Yeah.
So, Bancard, why don't you come stand on this little triangle for me so I can enter into the door with this lad?
I'm going to hold this door open for everybody to get
Got
in.
it.
Thank you. Oh,
Okay.
might as well put that torch in the...
I was thinking you could hand me a quarterstaff and I could try to use that.
Aye, okay, I'll do that. So I walk in
Okay.
to the room. Are there any triangles on the ground there?
No.
Good. Walk into the room and I grab one of the staffs and I pass it over to Darren.
All right. So as soon as everyone is in the room, I'm gonna let it go and see if the door tries to close on us.
Yeah, I mean, I so basically, Bankard gets on the triangle in front of me. I step onto that, and I step into the room so that Bankard can then be the last one off the triangle.
Okay. So you guys
Yeah.
all go through?
Yep.
Great.
And then I'm gonna stop holding the door, enter the room, and I'm gonna stick the quarterstaff in the door opening and see if it tries to close on it.
Sure. Okay.
It snaps into two and retracts forever.
Good campaign, guys.
Okay. So
Oh god, that was a staff of forever trapping. What are you doing?
all right. So you guys walk in. The door partially closes, and that's it.
Okay.
Are there any other doors, or is it just a
There's
dead end? Only?
a door to the left and a door on the wall across from you, and it's again triangular. It's a triangular room.
Going to ask, I assumed.
And Bankard, which door seems to be the one?
Let me remember back.
You think the door across is probably the one?
Bankard, I don't mean to doubt your memory or anything, but we are dealing with illusionists here. And all of these rooms have been very triangular. I'm just wondering if there's any way you could, ask the man upstairs to point you in the right direction in case we're being hoodwinked.
You make a fair point, Oberon. One moment.
Delgado, always a thinker.
I'll start to pray and use my divine sense
For the second time?
Yes.
Today? Okay. Yeah, it's a lot closer to you. It feels closer to you. It's the same sort of sense as before, that same sort of like filled vacuum sense. I don't know, hot and cold. And it's to the east and the north of where you are. So basically where you're facing right now, it's slightly to your right and forward.
And you said there was a door to our left and a door directly ahead of us?
Yeah.
Oh, she's rolling dice. Almost scared. All right, well, in that case, I guess the door directly ahead of us is most likely to get us there.
I'm gonna take two quarterstaffs on my way out.
You're just picking them up?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Maybe now's the time, now that I'm sensing this thing, is the time to cast Locate Object so I can keep a sense of it.
Sure. Before you do, I would like everyone to roll a dex save for me.
I have danger sense.
Can he see whatever he's rolling his dex save against?
No.
Then you won't get it.
That's kind of shitty.
18.
14.
I'm good. Crethlin has a critical
22 for Oberon.
hit. Critical hit, 22.
Great. Okay. So, as you are about to cast the locate object, the room starts to shake a little and then drops about 12 feet. You guys manage to catch yourselves as it starts to seemingly slide towards the direction that you came. The staff that was in the door is now broken and the door has shut.
Told you.
And then it starts to move again and it goes up.
Excellent. Does it stop or is it still moving?
It's now stopped moving.
Okay.
Did we feel like how much it rotated? Or like see?
Roll. You didn't see how much it rotated because the room didn't change. Yeah.
Okay.
The walls didn't shift.
But
the
you
actual
can
room changed
roll
location.
intelligence.
18.
Okay. It feels like it definitely dropped down. It was
Right. A thunk.
and then it moved to the right. You're not sure how much, but it
Rotated to the right?
It like rotated, like you felt the like.
Okay, and it didn't move back up.
It did move back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like it was like sort of like an elevator with a twist.
So it didn't actually move laterally at all. It just
It
rotated.
did.
It probably like swung around
Okay.
a center.
So we were going to go forward. So now we need to go...
Well, Bankard.
So now we need to go
Locate
to
object!
we rotated to the left, so now we need to go
But
right.
we don't know how far and we don't know how many
Right.
rooms between.
So he casts locate object.
So you cast locate object. Yeah. So it is. If you were, are you standing in the middle of the room now?
Yeah.
Okay. So by standing in the middle of the room, it is directly into the point. What would have been the point on your right if when you first came in? So the corner on your right when you first came in. But so basically, it's straight north in front of you.
Which means we need to go one to the side, and then so we need to go. Yeah.
So
go
in
left.
relation to that
So you-
corner, there's
Two
what
doors, one on each side. One
Right.
you came in, but now you're
Now
not
we
sure
don't
that you don't know what happened.
Well, who wants to open both doors and see what we see?
Doing it at the same time?
Well, probably not at the same time, but we should probably move quickly before this room moves again. So,
more than likely.
Darren,
I'll
which
go
one,
in.
left or right?
Let's do right.
Okay.
I open that door.
Okay, great. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, God.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. So this door is pull.
Okay.
And as you pull it open, it looks like an empty room.
Any tiles or anything on the ground, or it's just a triangular empty room made of stone?
From what you can see standing in the door, there's not anything remarkable about this room at all. There's a door across from you and a door to your right.
Before we go stepping into that
all
room
the flat
and
sides have doors.
seeing what happens, do we want to take a peek in the other?
Yeah, I'll hold this door open.
Okay,
Sure.
I'll go try
Or-
the
yeah.
other door.
Okay.
Not the one that's in the room we just looked into, but the other door in relation to the corner that
Right,
card says.
I get it. So you walk over and you pull the door open, and there's a pyramid, not unlike the one that you saw on the top of the roof, but it's set into the floor. The corners line up with the corners of the room, which again is triangular. There's a door to the left and a door in front of you,
Okay.
and the pyramid's about 2.5 feet high.
I'm feeling better about this room, especially since it has a door to the left, which is kind of where. Wait.
It's
'cause you took the door
from
to the right,
from
right?
from where we are. It's two doors, no matter what.
Right.
It's just whether we're going here and then here, or here and then here.
So I'm still in the room that rotated, right?
Nobody's left that room yet.
Right. On the door going into the empty room, I draw an O on both sides, and on the door going into the triangle room, I draw a triangle on both sides.
The one with the pyramid.
Okay,
The
what
pyramid.
are you drawing with?
My war pick.
He's
Oh,
carving
okay,
it.
you're carving.
Carving, yes.
Cool. Okay,
Um,
you do that.
do we want to try the pyramid room?
They both seem fishy.
I mean, everything about this seems pretty fishy to me.
Oh, wait. There's still a third door, though, right?
The door, yeah, there is a
The
third
door that we went through. Can we see
Well-
what's now through that door?
No, that's
That's actually the empty room.
the empty room.
So-
There's a door behind
Yes.
you.
But
I went through the same
The same
door we
one
came
and
in.
that one.
we're trying to go through the doors that are leading towards where Bankard is
Yeah.
sensing this object.
Right. But can we check the third door in the room then?
If you want to, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll open
go
that
for
one.
it.
Okay. You open it and you see the room you came down the stairs in.
Okay. So Trivial Pursuit room is gone. I'm gonna walk into the pyramid room.
All right, I'll follow him.
But I'm not gonna leave. Like I'm not letting that door shut
Yeah.
until because we don't want to get separated in this place, and it seems like these doors will close and the building will do stuff to us. So I hold it open for everybody.
Okay. So everybody files through. You hold the door open and
Before I close it, I look at Krethlin and say, "Do you want to carve anything on this before I close it?"
oh, I thought you carved
I
on
did
both
it on
sides
both
of each
sides
door.
of both.
Okay,
doors.
cool.
Yeah.
Then close the door,
Yeah.
and then we have a door to our left and a door directly ahead.
Yes.
So
Yeah, Bankard should he knows which direction we're in now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
I'm
he
going-
has the locate object.
Yeah.
So
can he feel
hotter or
that-
colder on
Yeah.
either left or direct door?
So the one straight across would be the one that you would want to go to.
Okay, Darren, if you would.
Yeah, let's do it. Again, so I'm gonna scan the room quickly, see if I see anything that might be trapped. See if there's anything I can notice about that.
I'm also going to closely
Pyramid?
inspect the pyramid. Yeah.
not
Okay.
without
roll,
touching it.
Roll perception.
24.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be any traps at all.
All right. I know not to trust my eyes, but it
Seems
seems
safe.
good.
All right.
I'm gonna open that door, the straight ahead one.
Okay. You do. It's not locked. And you see a familiar room. It is the room you initially entered into with the lines on the floor.
With the triangles on the floor?
Yeah.
So everything is moving. Because we can trust Bankard's sense of this thing.
Right.
Through that, or in that room, do we see any markings on either of the other two doors?
Particularly what orientation?
Oh, yeah. And is one of the doors gone?
One of the doors is gone, and there's a big X on the wall. And then there's...
One other door?
There's the other door, and
Yeah,
Bankard,
Are there still darts in one of those doors?
Yes, there's also a half-broken quarterstaff.
Makes sense.
Is that the door that's directly in front of us? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we just opened up essentially where we came from, but now everything's shifted around. Bankard, where are you feeling the stone? Directly ahead or the hidden door behind the X?
I'm feeling like it's...
The one ahead of you.
Okay, so how many triangles between us and that? 2? If we go between the 2 points?
There's the one in front of the other door, which is the...
Darts.
which you've stood on before, and then there's one in between that one and the one next to the door that's next to you.
So I'm going to press down on them with my quarterstaff to trigger them.
Okay, I'm ducked out of the way and all that
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah. Sure.
As you do, a shimmer comes up around the outline of the thing. Your hand was over it, but you weren't leaning in.
Yeah, I'm.
Or
so
like,
I'm,
were
I'm,
you like a
So I'm
like a
using it
gondolier
as
where you're,
I'm
like,
using it
pushing-
as a lever.
Okay.
So kind of almost like an oar, and I'm pressing down on it that way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. It holds the staff in place after you push it down. The shimmer that it won't move, and a cloud, a yellowish green cloud, descends and fills in a column, and then like a minute later, the cloud dissipates and the shimmer goes away.
Is the
And
staff
he's
still stuck?
still holding down the...
If he didn't let go,
Yeah, yeah, and
So,
they really don't want anyone
and
down
the shimmer
here,
disappears
huh?
as well.
Okay, so the staff isn't still stuck there.
No.
Well, it's
Who wants
it
to
is-
stand on
it
that?
Probably choked to death. You guys can all just cross it while I'm holding it down. Yes.
Yeah, so I step onto that.
Okay.
I'll stand on the corner and let everybody.
So there's 2 more triangles
2
in between
more?
us in the next door. So
I
So
guess
you've
staff
got a
it again?
triangle. You've got the triangle straight ahead of you, and then you've got a triangle to sort of like the left towards the other door.
towards the X door.
Yeah. Well, where the door would have been.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I think we're gonna continue this system here, trying to
Okay,
trigger
sure.
the trap and then cross over one at a time.
Sure.
That's what I'm doing. I'm triggering. Basically, if we need to step onto a triangle, I'm gonna trigger the trap.
We're heading
first.
to the one that's directly across from us because that's where Bankard's gut says we should go.
Absolutely. So you push down on that triangle, and the triangle sinks, but nothing seems to happen.
Okay, that might be one we've already stepped on.
Let's hang out here for like 5 seconds. Give it a 5 count
Yeah.
or something, you know. And as long as it doesn't seem bad,
Yeah.
I'll step onto it.
Yeah, we'll keep rolling.
You step onto it.
As long as
Or
nothing
maybe
seems bad.
Creflin, how about you step onto it? I'm scared.
Ugh, get behind me, wee laddie. And I step on the thingy.
Okay. As you break the plane of the
It's always me.
I'm really glad I didn't step on that.
as you step into the plane of the triangle, everything goes dark. You can't see anything.
Yeah.
Can we see him? Or
Yeah, it doesn't look
Oh,
like
okay.
to you guys. It looks like he's just stopped mid-step, or did you keep going?
I stop midway between the 2 triangles.
Okay. I need you to roll a intelligence saving throw.
7?
Okay. For a second, it just seems dark and you freeze. And then the most horrific, awful, terrifying images start pouring into your brain and they like surround you. You're absolutely paralyzed with fear.
Can I speak?
Yes.
Shite, fuck, fucking shit.
I grab Creflin and pull him back.
Okay.
Sweet baby fucking Christ.
What What the hell just happened?
Oh, I saw them in my eyes. I was blind for a second.
Just illusions. Come on.
Roll a wisdom saving throw, Crethlin, please.
6.
You take 2 psychic damage.
Fuck me!
You all right, man? What?
Oh, that one's the worst one. I don't want to go on that one again. Get away from me.
Okay, we could skirt around it.
Yeah, we can try to go around.
And then I have like this crazy episode, and I take my fucking hammer, my maul, and I hit the square as hard as I can with it from the other triangle.
Okay.
I guess it's a triangle.
Just loud clang.
Roll an attack roll.
12.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Oh!
17.
Okay, so your maul comes down on it, kapow, like huge, like reverberation, yeah, and it shunts the stone a little to the side.
So it looks different from all the other.
Yeah, so it's like
Is it
it's still
permanently
depressed.
now?
It's depressed, but now it's stuck there.
You could
Presumably.
assume that, yeah.
Fucking thing.
So we could go around, if we went around that particular triangle to get to the door that's not hidden, how many more triangles would we have to step on?
1 that you've never stepped on before,
Uh-huh.
and 3 that you have.
Do we?
Or if we were to go through this one that Crethlin just hammered, we only have 1 more to step on?
Which you've already stepped on that one as well.
And which one was that? The dart one, or okay? In that case, I'm gonna lean forward and see if whatever was freaking Crethlin out.
Okay, so you lean into the into the plane of the triangle.
of the thing he just hit and see if it goes
Careful,
dark.
lad.
And I actually holding on to Crethlin with one hand
Okay,
as I
so
do so.
as you lean in, everything goes dark.
Shit.
Does he like
Lean
tense up
out.
immediately?
Please roll an intelligence saving throw.
Me? Okay. Critical success.
It's dark.
So I'm holding on to Crethlin. I go, I think you may have broken it, Crethlin. Nothing's happening. It's just dark. I don't know. I feel, and I let go of Crethlin calmly, and I step fully onto the triangle.
Okay.
And I'm like, I mean, I can't see anything, but
Well, are you sure?
completely
There were
black.
some very fucking awful, terrible things. I saw babies eating babies. I saw dragons fucking dogs. It was the worst.
Crethlin, buddy, come on. You've seen a lot worse than
Oh.
that in your old age. Come on. The Thrin are battle-hardened warriors.
You
can't
don't
be
have
scared.
to tell me about the Thrin laddie, and I hop onto this.
And
panel.
I'm saying this to inspire him. That was
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
So
cool.
I'm inspiring you to hop onto it, which you do.
Roll an intelligence saving throw, please.
I like how you auto used your inspiration die.
Well, yeah. So 19.
It's dark.
Oh,
See, it's all black.
that's much better than it was anyway.
I think he broke it, guys. I think we're okay. I mean, it's still black, but I don't know what he was freaking out about before. Crethlin, I don't want to. Are you afraid of the dark?
Oh, don't make me break your fucking neck, lad.
Sounds like a sensitive subject.
Do we still have another quarterstaff, or we just have this one?
I
guess we're depressing it,
I have a
right?
second one.
Well, either way, I'm gonna kind of reach blindly towards where you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna like.
So
feel
you can
out.
see them clearly.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel you out with my quarterstaff. I'm gonna like, here I am, right here.
Okay, cool. So I take it and I ask for guidance.
Yeah, I'm gonna guide his hands down to the to depress the next.
All right, everyone, duck.
Yeah. Hit the deck.
And I push down the dart one.
Roll strength.
Great. I should have you do this.
Probably.
16.
What's your strength?
My strength is 10.
Okay. You manage to push it down, but you have to lean all the way onto it. You have to
Okay.
You have to.
Does that mean I can see again?
Yeah, you lean out onto it.
Okay.
And I need you to roll a dex saving throw with disadvantage.
I just really should have had Crethlin do
Just
this.
do
'cause,
everything?
Yeah. I don't know why I'm.
I'm still a little bit shaken up.
Well, that's a critical failure then, since it had disadvantage.
Okay.
Ouch.
And then I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god, they're poisoned too.
Of course they are. They're
Why did I
afraid
not
of
have you do
deaths.
this? You're a dwarf. You have
I know. I would have had
3
the...
times, please.
3 Constitution.
Good
Yeah.
lord. You got hit by all 3 of them.
That's a 9.
Okay.
a 9, and a 6.
Okay, so you take 7 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
and then you take 9 points of poison damage,
Cool.
and you are considered poisoned.
Cool. What's that mean?
You have disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks.
Excellent.
What happened, lad?
So how does that happen to me?
Okay, sure. So you take the quarterstaff because you want to be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you push down, and then you push down a little more, and then you push down a little more, and then you lean all the way out of the darkness onto the staff, putting basically the majority of your weight on it. And as you do, it moves down. The stone depresses. When it depresses, from behind you, you hear, and then you hear or feel 3 fairly long needles
Ow.
hit you in the back. And for a moment, the first 2 you end up sort of like cringing against and try to resist because you can feel the poison start to spread a little bit. And then when the third one hits, that's when the poison overwhelms you and you feel this sort of like aching, burning sensation fill all the way out, like spread all the way to like your fingertips where like everything's just a little burny.
Oh God. Oh.
Oberon, friend, are you okay?
No, I'm not. Not at all.
I need you to roll another Constitution saving throw.
Bancart, I could use a hand here.
What happened, lad? What's going on?
I want to lay on hands to remove poison.
Okay, you said Constitution, right?
Yeah.
7. I'm
Okay.
rolling very poorly on my Constitution.
So you, well, it hit you in the back, so
Yeah.
you sort of arch backwards.
Okay. And let off the.
And yeah.
Cool. So the thing comes back up, and we have to still deal with that. That was totally worth it, guys.
Good. Glad we did that.
Well,
So
before we do anything else, I'm going to lay hands on and remove the poison.
Okay.
So I can't see again, right? Now I'm poisoned.
Now
and
you're in the
blind.
dark.
Great.
poisoned and blind. Just
Do I have to roll again?
Roll an
Yeah, that's
intelligence
kind of what I
saving
thought.
throw,
I was
please.
gonna have to roll again. Intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Great. Oh, and I'm at disadvantage too because I'm fucking poisoned.
No, you're not.
No. I'm still. This is happening before you have a chance to reach over and touch me. This is me falling.
You're
to
on your way.
It's
You're
a
on
slow
your way.
motion. I'm falling back into the darkness.
I
Okay.
feel like it's hit by darts, steps on a rake, and it hits
Here
him in the
comes.
face. Falls backwards to a full pronounce.
19 actually.
Okay.
I actually would have got a critical success otherwise.
It's dark.
Ah, God! Now I can't see, and I'm covered in darts, and I'm reaching blindly towards
I
where.
pull him back out.
No,
onto
don't
the
pull
line.
me out. Just give Bancard.
Well, I'm standing on I'm keeping another one down right now.
Okay,
So I'm pulling you onto this one,
I
so you're
got it.
out of the darkness.
I can see, and I see Bancard. Oh, this is my savior.
Okay.
What's happening? I have no fucking idea.
Just stay there. Keep
Just-
that thing
Oh,
down.
All right. So you lay on hands.
Yep.
He can use that to cure poison, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
I can spend 5 HP from my pool to
All
cure
right,
one
cool.
disease and or poison.
Do you also want to heal me a bit, or do you want to use?
It's like, how much do you need, man?
I took what, like 19 damage or something like that.
Oh my.
At least okay. So he gets the poison away. That's the first thing. He does.
Yes. The poison is you. So how do you do that?
Well, he's freaking out, and I just place my hands on his shoulders and, hey, calm down. And then I close my eyes and start to pray, and my hands glow or whatever.
Oh, that's great, man. Could you also? I'm a little tight in my right shoulder. If you...
And I continue to heal him for 15. I'm going to save 5 in case.
Can I pull those needles out?
Sure.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put them in a glass vial and put them in my pack.
Okay. Write that down in your inventory.
All right. How you doing there in the darkness, Krethlin? You scared yet?
Fine, thank you.
All right. Well, now out of character. It just seems like dark, right? I don't realize that I'm rolling intelligence checks.
No,
Like,
you
I have
wouldn't
no sensation of something impressing upon me.
Right.
Cool. Just making sure that was the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we need to trigger that more carefully.
Well, I'm taking a look at it because I can see like the side of it because the triangle next to it is depressed, Is there like a way for me to get under it at all? Or do I see any means of disabling it?
Roll intelligence with advantage.
We got 16.
Okay. You think that you could probably, if everyone got on the dark one, the darkness triangle, that there's a chance that it would depress enough that you could permanently stick the other one up.
Because my other option is just if we leap across fast enough, like maybe we can...
But we're going to trigger the darts because I let that dart one
Yeah, but
pop
maybe
up.
we'll be out of the way by the time they fire.
Or Bankard, you have a shield, right? We know what direction the darts came from.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
was just thinking that.
So
I'm gonna
Bankard,
stand on it and brace with the shield.
as the DM rolls a die.
Right.
But yeah, let's do that. I'm okay with that plan.
I need everybody to roll a dex save, please.
As the room shifts. 11 for Oberon.
21.
15 for Crithel.
15.
Okay. Again, everyone manages to stay standing as the room raises up, scoots.
Into the floor above us?
You think it's to the floor above you,
We don't know where we are.
and it moves to it swings to the left and then goes back down.
Guys, we gotta get this
we
down.
got to move. So Bankard, where's the stone in relation to us now? We have the hidden door, we have the door that we were heading to, and the door we came from.
It is
On where the hidden door is.
through that hidden door.
That isn't hidden anymore. It has.
That's
appeared.
not obviously hidden anymore.
Well, it's got an
Let's
X,
go.
right?
Well, where on the place where the X was is now a door.
Oh,
It
interesting.
has appeared.
Oh,
Open it.
perfect. Go. Oh wait, okay. So how many triangles between us and there?
Depending on how fleet of foot you are, how far you can jump, none. If you're in the darkness,
So we can jump-
but for the people who are still at that first panel, there's 2.
So we can step in the darkness, we can leap, and we'll land on one that will trigger something. Was that one that we stepped on before?
Yes, it's the one where you initially walked in. The door.
Yeah, right. It's
Oh.
the one we put the X on.
It's the one that the right in front.
Oh,
of the
so it's
wall.
a safe one, right? Nothing happened when we stepped on that. Okay, perfect. Let's all get into the shadowy one and then jump blindly.
That sounds
That's
like a
an
great
athletics
idea.
check?
Probably not. But
Acrobatics, right?
right. Otherwise, if we don't go through the shadow one.
You've got one more, and then you'll be on the one that you've stood on before.
Okay, so you have your quarterstaff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's trigger that one.
Yeah,
That
let's do it. Let's have Krethlin do it.
Krethlin.
So that
We're
he's
gonna hand
strong
you-
enough to do it.
Well, it's a pretty far reach from the darkness square that he's in. So
I handed a Bankard. The Bankard's standing on the same triangle
Right.
that we are. So Bankard, can you trigger the triangle for me?
Can do.
so you do.
I duck.
We're all crouching here.
So as you do, the floor depresses. There are slits in the floor that you didn't notice before. As it depresses, it leaves knives sticking up out of the depression about 2 inches.
Knives. Of course.
Wait,
Good.
what? Wait.
They're not flying out of it.
No,
It's
they're
like
just sticking out of the floor.
Oh,
yeah.
thank God.
And oh yeah, you're in the darkness.
And from that triangle, is it conceivable to hop to the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
If we jump from where we're standing right now, we can jump over the knife one.
But the
onto-
knives are only
Yes.
coming up where the
Yeah,
quarterstaff
there's only
is.
Yes.
It's not like the entire thing.
No, it's the entire thing. The entire
okay.
thing is depressed.
Yeah,
So
we can just step on a place where there aren't knives, and I'm thinking hop from there.
Well, all right.
There's enough room for a foot to stand or what?
maybe not a dwarven foot.
You'll have to jump, Krethlin.
Oh, great. I'm so great at jumping.
What, you want someone to throw you?
Don't you dare.
So I reach out and I grab like Krethlin's pelt and I kind of guide him back onto ours. And
Oh, hey, lads.
I carefully. Well, wait. I'm gonna let you go first, Dayrun.
Yeah, I am fleet of foot, so I'm going to try to gracefully hop off that panel between the knives and jump to the door with the X on it.
Okay. Roll acrobatics, please.
I'll do a front flip. 18.
It's a standing front flip, so it's not nearly so graceful because you don't have any of that like real forward momentum. So you flip, and your feet land like the balls of your feet land on the X, like the original triangle that you were shooting for.
The one that's by the door.
The one that's by the door, and like your heels are like just above the knives, but it looked cool.
Oh, that must be why they call him the clean. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Sorry, the poison's addled my brain a little bit.
Work on that again, laddie.
Sorry. Okay, so there's enough room for me to set my foot down in between the knives and step, right? Or
They aren't like super close together, but they're not that like it's like maybe a little bit thinner than your foot, so you would basically be walking on like the sides of your feet, if that makes sense. So like you can.
I'm better off just jumping.
We didn't notice all those slits?
I'm sure they popped open. All right, so I'm gonna jump then.
You jump. Roll acrobatics, please.
This is not my day, guys. I rolled a critical failure. I'm having a horrible, horrible day.
Okay.
It's not your fault.
Okay. That's cool.
Is it cool?
All right. You.
Fall flat on the knives.
TPK.
So you jump and land short.
Oh, you! Ow!
And you take 8 points of slashing damage.
Please tell me the knives aren't poisoned.
Now that you say it.
Yeah.
They are not.
Good.
But I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Okay, 8 points you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, 14.
All right. You don't pass out from the pain.
Bunkard, give me your shield now.
Oh God! It hurts so bad.
Give me your shield, lad.
Why?
Just give it to me, you stupid prat.
Oh, you're gonna talk to me like that?
I take his shield. I take Bankard's shields and I put it down
onto where I am.
Thank you.
Jesus.
You do.
Sorry about that.
You made it look so easy.
Years of practice. Years of exactly this happening to me.
You'll get used to it.
And then what? I was screaming. I couldn't quite hear what you did.
That's fine. I took Bankard's shield since he's being such a prat about it, and I lay it down on top of the knives, and I step onto the next square.
Okay. You do.
I do the same thing and then pick my shield back up.
Okay.
I didn't do that.
Why didn't anyone suggest that before I tried to jump?
You just seem so set on it, lad.
Really
I didn't want to disappoint you.
I'm never gonna jump again.
Let's open this door. We don't have time for this.
Bad card.
I'm opening the door.
Would you heal the lad? I
Great.
can't deal with this whining.
You reach for the door.
Oh, this
And-
looks really bad.
They are.
And as you do,
Oh, there's blood everywhere.
I know. It's mine.
I need you to roll a strength check, please.
Who?
2.
Dayrun, he was opening the door while I was screaming.
He's screaming.
Me and Doors have a bad relationship.
Bankard's casting Cure Wounds.
Okay.
7.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay.
on your
Poor
list.
lad.
At least it stopped bleeding, right?
So what did you roll? Sorry.
A 2.
A 2.
A 2.
A 2.
The number was 2. For all of you listening in at home, the number I rolled for my strength check was 2. If you're just tuning in, that's a bad roll.
All right, give me a second. So as you reach out and grab the handle of the door to pull it, you stick to it, and a large wood-grained appendage comes out and swings at you. What's your AC?
16.
And it hits. And you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
This is why I stick to killing people.
Good lord.
And as you all look, you don't know how you missed it before, but the door has eyes and mouth and is currently enveloping your elven friend.
If it has eyes, can I put a short sword in it?
I'd like you to roll initiative.
Great, and we're fighting a door.
14 for Bankard.
Just like I always dreamed of.
I've never fought a door.
29 to 21?
Oh, sorry, I'm 22. I had a critical.
Oh, sweet. 20 to 16?
19.
15 to 11. Bankard, you had 14, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And 10 to 6.
7 for Oberon. I need new dice.
They do not like you today.
And
I have to buy new boots.
I think the bloodstains look right beautiful.
Do I look manly at least?
Very,
I look
quite.
It's not weird that like the blood is totally localized around my feet.
No, it looks like you just kicked somebody a whole bunch.
so,
Thanks, Kreslin.
Kreslin, you're up first.
Yay, look at me go. So I think I already have my maul in hand. I take that and I smash it right in the thing's eye.
Roll your attack.
It's a 20?
Okay, that hits. Roll your damage, please.
That is a 10.
Okay. And then I need you to roll a strength check for me, please.
Wonderful. Yeah, 20.
Okay, so seeing it sort of lash out at your compatriot, I wouldn't say friend,
Accurate.
Comrade in arms.
and it's been like almost a month since you've really hit something other than that one stone. So you are all about this, ready to go. You take your maul and just whack it straight in the eye. It screams out, "Ah!" and
Oh God, it's got a voice.
and that eye is completely destroyed, just like a bloody divot.
Cool.
Hey, save an eye for me, why don't you?
No, I think I'm going to go ahead and take out the other one now.
You do get an extra attack.
Roll
How many eyes does this creature
That's a
have?
good question.
4.
All
Four
right.
eyes. Good to know. Good to know.
Enough eyes for everyone. One for each of us.
I'll pass.
I'll take yours. Okay.
Thanks.
So I swing for. So the first one that I hit, is it like a square that they're arranged in? Is it like a trapezoid?
It's like a line.
A single line of eyes. So the one that I hit was the one on the far left.
Okay.
I'm going to go for the third one from the left now.
Okay.
We'll get out of the way.
Shite. For us, 15.
That hits.
Great.
Roll your damage, please.
And that is 10.
And then roll a strength check, please.
Oh, yeah, right. 22.
Okay, great. So, again, seeing how successful your previous attack was,
Ah, you fuck.
you yell out, "Ah, you fuck!"
Nice.
And then take your maul and just smash it in the other eye, which is bloodied but not completely destroyed.
Good.
Okay.
I was stronger than the other one.
And then you're able to pull your maul
Is there
out.
some kind of goop on the outside of it?
It seems that the entire thing is sort of amorphous and like squishy.
Mushy.
Yeah.
Kill.
Okay, Darren. You are considered grappled.
Yeah, I'm stuck. I don't know what that means for me.
So
Stuck right in there.
I need you to roll a strength check with disadvantage.
Yeah, a 1.
Okay. You can still attack it with disadvantage.
All right, I'm going to brace myself up against its goopy form and with my one free hand, I guess, I will draw one of my short swords, aim it towards one of its undamaged eyes and try to slide it in there.
Okay, go for it.
Real gross-like. A 15.
Okay, you do manage to hit it. Roll a strength check for me, please.
A 4.
Okay, so the eye on the second from the right.
Right.
The second from the right, you are able
that's the
to
one
hit.
that I hit.
Oh, the second from the left.
No, you got
I hit the
left.
third from the left and the far left.
The one that you hit.
Yeah, it's one that wasn't hit.
One of its many, many eyes.
Your hand is still stuck, and you lean in, and it's sort of like its mouth is like right there,
so
and
goopy.
and you, it's more like it's less of a. Anyway, just in case you were wondering, and you get your arm around and you like sort of like stab at it, and you puncture the eye, and it like bleeds down your hand. Oh, did you roll damage?
I didn't.
Please roll damage.
Thanks. 18.
Okay, 18.
Yeah, because
Holy-
I've got another ally within 5 feet of it. I'm rolling sneak.
Oh yeah.
I was very sneaky about it.
You are so sneaky being glued to this door.
Hey, I bet you didn't see that one coming.
Unfortunately though, in the process, your other hand becomes stuck in its eyeball.
Yeah, have fun keeping a short sword in your eye.
And so now you are stuck on both hands and half of your body because you leaned in.
I'm having a great time here, guys.
Okay, it's turn. Since you are so close to its mouth, Darren, it is
Yeah.
going to attempt to bite you.
I want to spend my reaction to basically. I have no idea how to insult a door. I've been sitting here this entire time trying to think of how to insult a door, and I got nothing.
What are you made of? Pine?
Yeah, I'll go with that one. I'll be like,
Your mother was a hat.
your mother was a coat rack. To use vicious mockery and spend one of my inspiration die to subtract from its attack roll.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
I subtract
Hey.
8 from its attack roll. Got your back, Darren.
And reaction separate from your normal turn, correct?
Yeah,
Right. You get one reaction
per round.
per round.
I'm going to use my reaction to make the door have a disadvantage to its attack.
Yeah,
So
suck
I'm
it,
just going
door.
to stick my shield in between the thing's mouth and there.
Okay. Sure.
You really do care.
It does miss.
Oh, ooh, I'm doing fancy feet.
Chompy. All right. It's frustrated now. Bank card. It's your turn.
All right, bank
All
card.
right. I'm going to roll. I'm going to hit it in one of its good eyes with
The last good eye.
last good eye. That's correct.
I saw that movie.
First roll is a 23.
That hits.
9.
9 points of damage. Okay.
Yes. And then my second attack,
Ooh, okay.
9.
That misses.
How do I miss a door?
I don't know. Sorry, I'm a little in the way.
Also, I need you to roll a strength check, please.
That's 23 as well.
Okay. So you swing at its eye and are able to put it out just with a squelching, and then you pull it back out, and it oozes all over Darren a little more. 'Cause he's right underneath it, and a little bit of its like oozy goop stuff is all over it, and it's made your sword just a little axe. your swordy axe, your axey sword, to just a little too heavy or heavier than you're used to, and so when you swing it, it's a little unwieldy, and you are unable to get good purchase on it. Oberon, it's your turn.
Jesus. What to do to a door? I'm going to continue my string of insults. Saying, you don't even know who you're holding, do you? That's Daerun Draug. He's called the Cleaner. You're fucking ruined, man. To continue to mock this thing with vicious mockery. Okay. And it has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
How wise can a door be, right?
I ask myself that question every day.
All right. Yeah, no. It does not succeed.
Okay, so then it
Why
takes D4 psychic damage and has disadvantage on its next attack.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
It is 1 psychic damage.
Okay.
I'm really helpful, guys.
It's like a mild headache, right?
And simultaneously while doing that, since I'm pumping him up, I'm going to toss Daerun an inspiration die.
I'm going to try.
Maybe you can get out?
That's what I'm going to try. I'm not very good at strength.
Yeah.
Okay. Crethlin.
Yeah, I was going to. How is he stuck in the door?
So his. What hand did you originally reach for the door with?
So my right hand got caught in the door, and I started getting gooped. I drew my short sword with my left hand, stabbed it in the eye, and then that went in real deep, and now I'm like wrist deep in a gross eye, and I've got like my cheek up against the door, and I'm like, anytime you guys.
So I wrap one arm around this clumsy elven fuck's waist.
Okay, I resent that.
And I try and yank him out of the door.
Okay. Roll a strength check. Please.
22.
Okay. And then roll a strength save, please.
Wonderful. Okay. 9.
Okay. So you're able to get your arm around him and pull him out, but as you do, your back gets stuck from the centrifugal force into the door.
Ah, fuck me.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, though. I appreciate it.
I did my best. I'm done.
Okay. Darren.
All right. Grateful for the use of my dominant arm. I'm going to draw my other short sword and thrust both into the unsuspecting eyes of this goopy door.
Stupid door goop.
All right. Roll your attack roll, please.
15.
That hits.
Get sneaky. 21.
Oof.
So, as your hand once again sinks into the goopy door, as you so eloquently put it,
I have a way with words.
and you regrip, and you just pull it straight down, like through the door, the sword through the door, and it just sort of gloops down, splitting it in two as it goes, and it becomes like a
congealing on Crethlin.
it's like sort of like it ends up being like a sandy sort of
Oh, that's nice.
goopy orangey colored. It loses all of its like wood grain and like eyes and mouth and all that, like all of that is gone, and it's just sort of like a puddle.
So it wasn't a door at all.
The whole time.
I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation on everyone to get all the goopiness away, clean up my boots of the blood.
Okay.
Now that's a magic trick.
The goop that was the majority of the door monster is still there, but all of the like bits and pieces that was on everybody does disappear.
Yay!
What is there where the mimic was?
There is a hole And inside that room, another triangular room, there is a pedestal with a 3-pronged setting on top of it, and there is a stone about the size of your palm, oblong, and it looks to have some markings on it.
Well, that
in
can't
the
be what
center
we're
of the
looking
room.
for. Let's go find something else.
And with that, we will end for the day.
Goodbye,
Bye.
everyone.
You all
Later,
suck.
nerds.
This podcast has been brought to you by ENPC Productions, all rights reserved. The Essential NPCs podcast is not affiliated with, endorsed, sponsored, or specifically approved by Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons & Dragons are trademarks of Wizards of the Coast, LLC, a subsidiary of Hasbro. Go to dnd.wizards.com to find out more.